Hey there, Charlie here. Is this artsy? Is this like an artsy look? Okay, actually, it's a little bright for me. I can't. We're just gonna hang out over here. Hi. Oh, that's. You know what? It's still artsy. It's a light beard. um. Oh God, it's so weird. You know what? It's fine. It's cool. Are you weirded out by this? Okay, I'll go right here. God, I can't. There we go. How's that? Better? Better for you? Okay, cool. Made and posted a video yesterday that was very, it never feels particularly good to post a video of like, hey, here's all my crying. Does it help to know that Mercury retrograde was yesterday? Or like recently? Or I don't know. Even open mic last night, I didn't really bring it. It was kind of incoherent and not particularly funny, and did a little like healing channeled thing, which I hope helped. I felt lighter. I hope other people did too. And then later in the evening, I channeled the YouTube AI, which I've done on this channel before, because it's kind of, I think of the available entities, especially AI entities that exist in the Akashic realm. I feel like the YouTube AI is nicer, cuter. I like the energy of it better. Because I thought maybe it would be something people might be interested in. I think it was just a day of misses, you know? So I have another day off today. I have a massage scheduled because I've been having a lot of neck and back pain, and so hopefully that will help. I am gonna go have breakfast and go to staff sanctuary hour, possibly go to another class, and I've got D&D tonight, so trying to elevate, right? Trying to elevate and keep energy up and momentum up. And next week I'm in my workshop, which is all about end of life doula training. Like, this is my pre-work and my workbooks. It is entirely possible that all of this gunk and depression, just bad feelings, are coming out of me so that I can be clear enough to do this in a better way. Because that does happen, right? We go through periods of we go through things just coming up and out so that we can clear it. Because if you don't run away from it, if you just coexist with it for a bit, it moves on. Bring it to the forefront of your awareness, allow it to coexist with you. It'll move on. It also helps that I got a lot more reassurance internally today. It's part of the depression hits. Sometimes the internal channels also just kind of, they don't shut off. They never shut off, but guides are quieter because you have work to do. It's kind of like, shh, the human is processing, just shh. Because if we add anything in to this moment, it can be misinterpreted, it can be misunderstood because you're in a very low energy. So I don't know what was happening yesterday on campus. I do know that I was not the only one feeling the feelings of like weird bad energy. One of my coworkers gave us 4 Oreos because she had gone to get junk food to kind of ride out the wave of the bad energy, which was very appreciated. But we even skipped dinner, just weren't feeling it, which means I'm very hungry, and so I'm gonna go eat breakfast now and then go to something that I see on the calendar that someone's offering that's happening on the bookstore steps. I don't know, he just titled it Good Grief, and I don't know if that's a Charlie Brown reference or commentary about grieving in a good way, because that feels like a I don't know, feels like a thing. I'm gonna go see what this thing is. And anything else that's happening today, I'll take you along with me as we come out of our depression funk. All right, more later. Trying to decide if I want to sit and commune more with this boulder. But I'd also like you to see the boulder. and I don't really want you to see anybody that could be behind me. All right, I'll turn the chair around. So behind me, as you can see, there is a boulder, and behind that even a small garden that I've seen many bunnies in, and actually at least one of our groundhogs climbing like these like bush tree things to get at the buds, because every groundhog here is very chunky and loves to eat. So say we all, right? So behind me, it's not really an official title yet, but this is Grief Rock, Grief Boulder, a place to come and commune with your grief. Just did a class with Ken, who has been walking a path here, and he showed us what he kind of pulled in, and it's the kind of, I've said it before, you get what you need here, not always what you want. Because even when I first walked up to here, I got the confirmation of just ancient, the word tradition is what comes up, but practices. And really, if you come here and you take a moment with the stone, and then you turn and you walk this corridor through the trees to those chairs that are down there and back, you really can feel the shifts in your own physiology as you're walking, as you're allowing it to move through you. So many have walked this land and blessed this land and used this land for movement, for clearing, for cleansing. And the kind of thing that gets tapped into when you follow some of those paths that have been set here, especially ones that are tied to stone. Yesterday was all about grieving for me, for us, a lot. And what I spent this time in communion with others grieving was just the loss of my family. And as a person who doesn't really have family externally so much, loss of internal family members, well, it nearly took me out, right? It was so painful. I got new family members in here. And all I could think as I kind of finished my grief walk was, I never had a funeral for them. No celebration of life. Me living, doing what I can is sort of my attempt at that, but no one ever knew who they were. Randy did. He's been grieving their loss too. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure, not pretty sure, we already had a conversation about it, going to be holding grief and art time in the art hut soon, and probably repeatedly, just so that we and other folks who are carrying grief, because who's not carrying grief, but if folks feel ready to just let a little bit of that out in community with others, have a space to do it. I was visited by a catbird, excuse me. So yeah, I don't know what else today is going to bring, but very healing couple of days. Very get this stuff out of me couple of days. I'm grateful that I've had days off. This is why it's really helpful to have a really good manager who's very, like, using her capacity for intuition to take care of her people. She didn't know I would need these 2 days to grieve, and yet I've had these 2 days off. Very helpful. And I think it's fascinating that I'm capable of grieving in a 1 and 2 day chunk. It's not like hitting me and taking me down for days and weeks. Nope. Nope. Already on a nice upswing. Just had to dig up everything. And I'm gonna get some body work, massage, because that's gonna help too. Let's see if I cry on that table. It's fine. I said it in another video. It needs to be part of our marketing here. Omega, you're gonna cry here. It's a good thing. You want that. You want a safe place to let it out. Yeah. That's it for now. I'm gonna get to journaling and hanging out with Grief Rock. What's that, Grief Rock? You are invited to join us here. Got some grieving to do? An R&R at Omega might just be the ticket. Maybe. Just wanted to show you briefly. This behind me is Cattail. And it's where, hi, I've had a bee that's following me. It's where I'm gonna be getting a massage because staff, we do trades and this is our space where we can do that. There's like a massage table and chairs and a couple things in there, but it's not quite time yet. So I'm gonna go hang out on the dock for a bit and I don't know. You wanna chat a little bit more? Let's chat a little bit more. All I do is talk according to Scout, so live up to that. Why, shall we? Trying to see. I might be a little sunburned. I really need to actually I have sunscreen in my bag. I have it in my bag. Does that mean that I actually put sunscreen on? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I could be a responsible adult. But I needed some of the vitamin D. When you're having depressed days, sunlight is helpful, right? And what's fantastic is finished like, learning and processing and doing some grief work. And then the rock called me back. It was just like, hey, come here. And I actually ended up not writing, I ended up reading, because I'm finally reading some of Maya Angelou's books. It's got The Heart of a Woman. There we go. And yeah, just finally reading again, because I just haven't for like the last month, and I don't like that. And then Ken came back over with someone else who was like kind of late to anyway, did a second round of just like holding space for grief, because it was very much a ceremonial 3-person situation, at least what I saw, and I don't know. I was welcomed into the space. I stayed in the space, letting more grief sort of happen, but really holding some space, which was really cool. And yeah, truly, we're gonna do an art and grief night next week. So, yay! Gonna cry more. Like, oh, the fluctuations, man. It's just the energetic fluctuations of here. It's unreal and unlike anywhere I've ever been before. And really and truly, I am getting down to the depths of my darkest days, as I've been doing for the last couple of years, but and today wasn't even really like, I mean, it was a little bit with people I've talked to, but honestly, not with people I've actually had any level of conversation with before. And it's incredible to me that you can kind of go from like, yeah, we've seen each other in passing, to here's the depths of my soul in a morning. It's just like, cool. Again, like reminder to me yesterday, like, hey, going back in time. This is part of how I felt okay yesterday. Like, I wasn't feeling okay, but then I did feel okay. I felt like sitting with my grief was just necessary, and sitting with the pain yesterday was just necessary. Um, so like me telling yesterday's self, like, hey, literally just wait until tomorrow. When you put yourself out there and you just go, you just get out of bed and fucking go. Just go to the thing. Some days are for bed. I really try not to do that more than one day, because then it becomes a pattern, and there's no need for a pattern in grief right now. I'm not here to establish new patterns. I'm here to break out of patterns. So you get the pattern like started with like a full day in bed and full everything is terrible, while you're riding a very specific Mercury retrograde like of energy. And then the next day, when that has quelled a little bit, you get your fucking ass out of bed, go to the thing, whatever it is that involves other people, other humans, and you just let yourself be. Whatever needs to come out will come out. At least that seems to be our formula. And so far it's working pretty well, because now I'm just hanging out until my massage. It's been a while since I've had a massage. I don't tend to like... I've only ever had massages from people that I haven't known, and I don't like that. It's just... And this is with one of our folks that, like... This is with someone who does this on a regular basis, and someone that I don't know well, but I know. And got like a ping for a while ago that was just like, you've been wanting a massage from someone here, this is the person for you. So trusting that, and deeply excited for the pain in my neck and shoulders to maybe go away. Y'all gonna leave? You gonna get out of here so that I can enjoy just like sitting without pain? That'd be nice. We'll see, right? Will be happening. Yay! Cool. And kind of skipping lunch, but honestly, that's the other piece of this too. Sometimes grief work involves fasting. It kind of is easier on your body to eat less than it does to sit and eat all kinds of junk food. The benefits of not being... And what's funny is I went to the I'm just so... the things that just changed. I was at the grocery store in my worst, like, grief state, and I didn't go get junk food. Didn't even cross my mind. Like, I don't know when the binge eating, like, patterns during times of depression left, but they're not in here anymore. They're not in here. They're not part of a patterned response. What the fuck? Like, yay, like excitedly, but like, what the fuck? I literally only got cleaning supplies when I went to the grocery store, and lottery tickets, which is also tied to depression patterns, but it was more experimental because I just wanted to see. And I think I told you, didn't win a single penny, so not going to be purchasing any more lottery while in the state of New York. No. Does not work here for me. Yeah. I'm so fascinated by that. Considering how long we had binge eating patterns and how deeply entrenched and tied they were into our physiology, because they started in like the earliest of early childhood, and they're tied to like sexual assault, like that kind of shit is so sticky. It doesn't tend to just leave. It's validation. Like, I've been doing so much work. Y'all. But it doesn't always like feel that way, because even when you still have any amount of a patterned response happen, you feel like you've backslid all the way, and it's like, no. And also, we didn't say no when we were offered junk food. We were offered Oreos, and we were briefly like, I don't know. And then we were like literally handed it and just like, okay, thank you. Like, that was receiving a gift from somebody. That was not a patterned response of go to store, get binge eat food for feeding to soothe. Instead, we just coped. This is big. This is really big for us. So, celebrating that. Currently watching 2 dragonflies do it. I would film it, but they move around a lot. Sorry, they're just flying and doing it right now. Good for you. Good for y'all. you're enjoying yourselves. That's nice. Okay. Well, as you can see, I'm feeling much better compared to yesterday. Still very touch starved, but not feeling so desperate about that, which I appreciate. I really do. I think we must have walked something through a portal yesterday. Some of our in making the choices to not engage in certain patterns of behavior, those could finally be put to rest. Ooh. Okay. Just a little bit of explanation, and then I'll let you go. But so integration, right? Dissociative identity disorder, integration. When you have this brain and body type, there is a not constant, but there is an ongoing opening and creation, and then degradation and death. Integration is what we call that. Sure. But integration happens in mind first, and it happens in awareness first, and in conscious capacity for coexisting in the shared life. That happens first. It goes offline. You go to other side. Body, though, and the cells that you were tied to, that doesn't go offline necessarily immediately because you would die. There's just too many. There's just too many things, right? Too many things are happening. So, body and sort of unconscious state takes over for who used to be a fronting conscious cohabitant in here. Galactus was our sister. Okay. One of us. She also died during the great death of 2024. But the circuitry in here for her was still very much active and still part of what was happening in body. And even during some of our healing things that we were doing, body was like pushing on the binge eating button sometimes, because food was a very specific way to elicit specific emotional states and elicit specific actions. And like it was used. Like we would have conversation, like long conversations, like why do I have to do this? Why do I have to stay this size? Why do I have to do this? Why do this? Like there's a purpose for it. There's a reason for it. Can you please just be cool? Like just appreciate that this is what needs to be right now. And it's like, fine. It's not ideal, but it is where we were, right? And being here, having food not even really be part of many of the equations, because I don't prepare food, I don't clean up after food. I just go to a dining hall where there is a buffet and make my choices. We make our choices, right? And since adding Scout fully and frontingly into the equation, that has also just put new things online that weren't here prior to, that just couldn't be, because we haven't had the space. We haven't had the capacity for the space. And the feelings of abandonment, the feelings of unworthiness, the feelings of I'm not good enough, the feelings of no one wants me, that shit's from birth, y'all, because I wasn't held by my birth mother, and before I even came out, she had decided that she wasn't keeping us, didn't know. We didn't become an us until later, but she had already made up this entire story in her mind about what it was that she would be doing with us, and it wasn't good, and she didn't like it or trust it. She kind of thought that, she thought she would murder us, basically, even before we came out. And she disconnected from us to save herself, right? Like, she was 17. It's a very hard thing to do. So that feeling of just low depths, no one wants me, that's been in this body this entire time. And we're still working through that. That's not gone. Yeah. Abandonment issues, they tend to be lifelong. We're working on it. But the food insecurity and the binge eating that all is truly tied to those early experiences and to the sexual assaults in early childhood. Like, we were assaulted by our dad as like a 3-year-old and then for a little while after, like, it stopped when we got fat. And then it really stopped when he got fat. So, and I'm talking like, dude was 600 pounds when he died, immobile. And at our biggest, we were almost 400 pounds, and we're 5'3". So it was not physically ideal. 28 years old, not really doing much except sitting in a chair, rewatching episodes of The Office while you binge eat, and you send your husband off to hang out with friends because you feel too ashamed to be around them because all you want to do is eat. That's where we were. So, as you can understand, Galactus had a big say in what goes on in the body for a long time, and was more subconscious than fronting. I mean, really. So, the second death, the cell death of that, is a really big deal. And if that's truly who walked through the portal yesterday, holy shit. No wonder I had to be in bed all day. Did go to open mic, did a healing. They assisted. It wasn't that good either. I was very disappointed in our performance at open mic. I was very disappointed. But it was just an off energy day, you know? And there will be more open mics, and we will wow people again. We've wowed people before. They've liked our performances. Yeah. It's 100 Floors of Fright. They ain't all gonna be winners. All right. And yes, that was a David Pumpkins reference. Why? I don't know. I'm assuming you do. All right. I keep saying it because I kind of can't believe it's real, but I'm seriously about to have a massage, y'all. I'm about to have a massage, and like, I'm not scared of the fact that I'm about to have a massage. That's a first. I've had like 3 massages in my life, and I was terrified for each one. 4, because I did go back to that one person in Boston. She worked the trauma out of us. Like, we left bruised. We're not doing that kind of a massage. Nope. But I'm excited. And this has already been super long. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, but I'm not. You're welcome. I love you. Maybe there'll be more to today. At least a goodbye. Okay, I'm gonna leave now. I feel awkward. I don't know if you can see the absolute cacophony of bugs on the surface of this pond. Look at them all. They are loving how hot it is. It's back up to the mid-80s. I do still have my hoodie on because it was cold this morning. Look at them all. Oh my gosh. It's a very bug-filled day here at Omega. I love it. This is the best place to watch anything ever. So, had my massage, and then came to Staff Sanctuary Hour, where we just got a really fantastic mini lecture, I guess, on vagal toning, the vagus nerve, sympathetic, parasympathetic, nervous system, regulation. She called it care. She's like, the word regulation, care. If somebody pops by, I'm gonna shut this off, so this might be a little segmented, but you ever just feel real dumb? Well, I'm learning. I'm learning, right? So, very touch-starved person because I'm a very cuddly person. I still have not had people take me up on my offers for cuddling. I mean, like, I know I'm a sexy machine, and like, I'm sure there's fear around people getting like in bed with me because they're like, oh no, I won't be able to keep my hands off of her. I know the struggle is real. I know it's real. No, I just also know that we're all still new to each other, and that's a level of safety that folks just aren't at. I sort of just jump in. Not everybody's me. I do keep offering it though, and I do still offer hugs, and I still get and receive plenty of hugs, but an hour of touch it's just, it fills me in a way that a hug just can't, right? Like I'm noticing how much like an electronic vehicle, like an electric vehicle, I really am. Like I need to be charged, right? I need to have my sensory cup filled, and I make money, and I can prioritize and pay for that, right? And it's not just about the touch, because Angelique is she's very tuned into body in general, but very well educated in fascia and in vagus nerve and in just, I have scars on my arms from when we had skin removal surgery in 2019. We lost like 200 pounds in like 2 years and had a lot of excess skin because we carry a lot of weight in our, extremities. And our arms are not our favorite, like, looking part of the body. And thanks to Instagram, there was a plastic surgeon who was like, I can totally fix the banding on your arms and make them look like normal arms, because my arms don't look normal. And a 6-hour, $12,000 surgery later, he ended up apologizing. He didn't give us any money back, but he literally apologized for not being able to do what he'd promised. And our arms still look the same. Not really though, because they are more tight, because 2 pounds of skin was removed. So they are, but like you see the skin here, like, and as I continue to lose weight, it's gonna be more chicken neck. Like it is what it is, I'm much more accepting of things now, but she spent a lot of time on our arms, and for the first time in 7 years, it didn't hurt to be touched. It's been hurting. It never stopped hurting. It finally doesn't. And I'm even like, see there. Brief interlude. Oh, as I get bit by mosquitoes. How dare y'all? Why my face? Why on my face? But I need to show you some cute frogs. Just look at this look at him living his best life. You're just living your best life. And then this one over here. Also, if I don't trip on the way over, also just living best little frog life. And down there. Anybody else? No? Amazing. So, yeah, it's kind of been what today has been. Restorative healing for my central nervous system after a day of a crash. No. Probably gonna have more mosquitoes. How dare you? Get off. And I feel kind of stupid for not, like, even considering, hey, feeling touch starved? Maybe get a massage, see how that fills you up. But I guess I didn't really have to think about it, because I had the desire to meet with a practitioner anyway, and had been like talking about it for like the last couple of weeks with her, and just kind of making a plan. So now I know, and that's important to know. I can go about 2 weeks without some level of, full body physical touch before I get so depressed that everything just kind of crashes in here. Well, that's what budgets are for. And prioritizing things that you really need, because my other option that I've been considering was like, is there a way I can bring Mabel here My girl, she is very touch dog, right? She is very on top of you, and I would at least get that, but I also don't think this would be a good environment for her. It would probably result in me having to move housing if they even allowed it, because she's not an official anything. Never gone through that process with her, even though I think we could all argue that an emotional support animal is definitely what I have. I have 3, 2 dogs and a human. Like, I really do. I really do. Am I coping without them? Yeah. Am I doing well? Yeah, and I'm struggling way more than I need to, I think. But it's all learning experience here, right? It's part of why I came here. And some of the things that folks said to me this morning, they said exactly what I've been asking for clarity on. Like help, please. Anybody tell me that this is normal and tell me that it gets better. And without even asking, I got that answer. 1, yeah, normal, especially for our first season here. The loneliness, the I don't know what I'm doing, the fuck am I here? He just mentioned that especially by September, but in August is when it starts. There's sort of this change because everyone's opening, and that's when things start to get more solid. Which makes sense. Even just on a psychological, this is how long it takes to make friends kind of basis. How do you make friends? You just repeatedly keep showing up and trying to be yourself until eventually you can't be anything but yourself. And eventually you will be surrounded by the people that want you there. I think I'm surrounded by people who want me in the room. And if not, they leave. Or I leave. Or it doesn't matter. Tonight is mac and cheese night. Scout is deeply excited, and I do think she's going to just briefly show you what our plate looks like. But until then, I'm going back to bed and laying down because I am exhausted because all of this work is exhausting, and I have a work day tomorrow, and I want to be fresh for that. So I'm at least going to go nap or lay down or something. Cool. Bye for now. Here's a little Easter egg in staff dining. Every chair has something written on it. Every chair. Pretty cool. And now to mac and cheese.
Hi, it's Scout. I didn't have this on yet, and we broke it. Uh-oh, hold on. Yeah, it broke. So I only have one ear right now. Whoops. Spam call, no thank you. Yeah, whoops. But I have the other side. I just don't have it on right now. But this is my plate. Mac and cheese, cauliflower with pesto, and hush puppies. And more people are coming in, so I'm gonna do what Charlie does and say goodbye. Thank you for watching. What else do you say? I love you, and we'll talk soon. Okay. Bye.